Hi, boys and girls. This morning I'm going to read this book to you called Now and Ben: The Modern Inventions of Benjamin Franklin. Now, the good news is we have already heard this story once before. Miss Gideon read this to you at a Google Meet several weeks ago. So you've heard it before, but we're going to go back and revisit it today. Okay? Now, when I get finished reading this, you're going to turn the recording off and you have a writing assignment to do for today and one for tomorrow. And both of them have you picking two different inventions from the story. So I want you to listen very carefully and I'm going to read it to you. Okay? Now and Ben. Now and then we think about Ben, and that would be Benjamin Franklin. Dr. Benjamin Franklin, to be precise, and we think about his many inventions. Inventions he originated more than 200 years ago. It was as if Ben could see in the future. And almost everything he created is still around today. For instance, all right, so now we're going to see some things that he created a long time ago that are still around today. Now, our newspapers are filled with illustrations, pictures. Ben was the first one to print a political cartoon in America. The cartoon encouraged the American colonies to join together or die like the disconnected snake that they were. Now, bifocals, which are these glasses, are very common. Bifocals combine two sets of lenses in one pair of glasses. They become, the bottom lenses help people see near, and the top lenses on the glasses help people see far away. Ben originally designed the bifocals for himself after he grew tired of switching between two pairs of glasses. Now our world relies on electricity. In the 18th century, many people still believe that lightning was an act of anger and punishment from God. Ben was one of the scientists that discovered the true nature of electricity and how to use it. He learned that lightning is electricity when he attached a small metal wire to the top of a kite and he gathered electricity from a storm cloud. Now, many buildings and homes use lightning rods on top of them to protect against lightning strikes. Ben invented the lightning rod, and he was the first to use it. The pointed iron rod acts like a magnet and grabs the approaching lightning from the sky before it can strike your rooftop. The electricity then travels safely down the long wire into the ground and it prevents fires. It keeps dangerous amount of electricity away from our houses. I'd say that's a pretty cool invention. Now, this gadget goes by many names, such as the grabber. Everyone has seen one. It's the long stick that helps you grab items from tall, out of reach places. Ben invented the original device and called it a long arm, because it worked like a very long arm that someone might have. Now, swimmers and divers use flippers to move faster through the water. Now, ships travel across the Gulf Stream to take advantage of the faster current. Now, we understand and accept the benefits of vitamin C. Ben invented things even when he was a boy. He was an avid swimmer. That meant he liked to swim a lot. And he built wooden flippers for both his hands and his feet. Here's what they looked like long ago, and here's what they look like today. Ben measured and charted and publicized the Gulf Stream during the 8 voyages he had across the Atlantic Ocean. Ben was an early promoter of eating citrus fruits, that's like oranges and lemons and limes, to help prevent from a to help prevent a disease called scurvy that they had a long time ago. Now chairs come in all shapes and sizes. Ben designed 2 chairs that are still very useful today. The writing chair, which combined a desk and a chair all in one, and the library chair, which was a combination of a chair and it turned into a step ladder so that you could reach books that were high up on a shelf. Now everyone has seen a rocking chair, but not many have seen Dr. Franklin's rocking chairs. Ben invented one rocking chair with a fan on top and one that churned butter as you rocked. Pretty cool inventions. Now, every year we observe daylight savings time, which means we set our clocks ahead 1 hour in the springtime. And we just did that over spring break. We moved our clocks ahead an hour. As a result, it stays darker longer in the morning when most people are sleeping, but stays longer at the end of the day, so we can save more energy. In the fall, we turn the clocks back an hour. Ben suggested this idea in one of his essays, a way to save money by burning fewer candles. Farmers could also gain more work time in the evening when it stayed lighter later. Daylight savings time was not officially practiced until World War I, 100 years after Dr. Ben Franklin first wrote about it. As for clocks, Ben designed the first clock with a second hand on it. Let me show you this real. I want you to see this up close. Here's the clock right here. Okay, do you see it? All clocks have a long hand on them and a short hand on them. Some clocks and watches have a third hand on them called a second hand, and it ticks around. It keeps track of all the seconds that pass by. Now, every automobile has what's called an odometer to measure the distance you travel. This tells you how many miles you've been in your car. Ben invented the odometer when he was postmaster general, so he could measure his postal routes. He was a postman. He delivered the mail and he wanted to see how far he was going, how many miles he was traveling. Now, almost every large community includes a library, a hospital, a post office, a fire department, and a sanitation department. That would be like the people who take care of our trash. Ben lived in a city that had none of these establishments. So he helped organize the very first of each one, the very first library, hospital, post office, fire department, and sanitation department. Now and then we owe our thanks to Ben for his important inventions. but many would agree that his greatest accomplishment of all came in the form of the documents that he wrote. Documents are just pieces of paper. Ben had a pivotal role in developing America's Constitution, treaty, Treaty of Alliance with France, another one called Treaty of Peace with England, and the most famous one of all, the Declaration of Independence. That's a very famous one. It's remarkable that one man could achieve so much in a lifetime. He has certainly helped to form the modern world that we know today. Will his contributions help to form the future? And that's a question. He asked a question. And Miss Gideon thinks the answer to that is probably yes. I think they will. All right, so that's the end of our book. That's the end of our story. Now and Ben, and I forgot to tell you, the author and illustrator is a man named Gene Beretta. He wrote the story, so he's the author, and he drew the picture, so he's also the illustrator too. Now it's your turn to stop the video, and you're going to pick one invention that you heard in the story today. Could be the bifocals, could be the long arm, could be the odometer, could be electricity, any of those things. And there were many more in here. So you're going to pick one, and your grown up's going to help you with the paper today, tell you exactly what you need to write about and exactly what you need to illustrate and draw a picture of. Okay? All right. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.